Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing Robert Cummings' Lords of Salem. Now, I've given you the director, so let's get the rest of the video store totals out of the way.
Right.
Um, there's one kill, technically. I don't count the witches, so whatever. Nudity, of course. So much Sheri Moon butt in this for
But
some reason. Um, and then the budget was 1.5 million and it hilariously made back 1.5 million. So
yeah.
whoever produced this broke even. Let's hop into it. Jerry, what grade would you give this movie?
What grade would you give it, Jacob?
Oh, you gonna flip it on me? You gonna be that motherfucker in this
Yeah,
shit?
I'm gonna be
All
that
right,
motherfucker.
fine. Now I didn't really, I never ponder this. I never grade it
I know.
until you go, what would you give it? And then I'm like, ah, fuck, shit.
Yeah,
Um,
like you're doing right now. You're
yeah.
stalling.
Well, no, I'm not
All right.
stalling so much.
Okay.
I feel like, I feel like if we're going A to F, this is a, I'm gonna go C minus. Okay.
Okay.
So that's where I'm gonna be, and I'll say why here in a moment. Go
Okay.
ahead. Where you at?
I'm giving this a B plus.
Fuck you. We
No
have
way,
gone to
man.
do this
It's so
movie.
fucking good.
No, it's
It
not. Uh
yeah.
we have gone to do this movie 3 or 4 times now, and every time we're like, no, the movie fucking sucks. Let's just skip it and do something else.
Right.
Um
And then I watch it
so
and I go, oh yeah, I kind of like this movie.
no, see, that's what you keep saying to me, and then we go to review it, and you're like, no, it sucks. You want to review
Right.
like some other like Limp Bizkit's new album or something.
Yeah.
Like you we make a hard right turn away from this fucking movie every time we try to watch it,
Right.
review it. All right, well, if you're going to legitimately give this a B plus,
B plus.
um I can't wait to hear that because I don't I mean our grades aren't that far apart,
Right.
I guess,
They're
in
not.
theory, but
Yeah, it's not like I said A and you went F.
right.
You know,
But still, I just,
I like it just a little bit more than you.
yeah, well,
You know,
yeah. I think a little bit over more, whatever. Uh, I think that this movie has so much potential and does so many things properly,
okay.
but every time I watch it, I'm reminded of what you say about style over substance,
Yeah,
and he just shoots music videos.
yeah.
Like that comes out so very vividly
Well,
in
that's
the
what the whole ending
from
is.
right, exactly, from pretty much the ending, like the late half of the movie to the end is all just style and music video,
Hmm.
and it starts to lack any real substance at all. And I don't know if he ran out of ideas and then was like, hey, I'm going to give this shit a shot and
Right,
see if somebody will eat it. But the movie, the concept of the movie and the plot of the movie are good. I like
right,
that. I like the idea of Sherry playing a retired junkie, that because when these abnormal things start happening to her, everybody thinks that she's slipping back into drug use, as where she's having supernatural things happen to her.
right. She eventually
So
does. It gets the best of her to where she has to hit the pipe again.
no, she doesn't do
Yeah.
that, does she?
Hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah. Remember the
um
old lady show up at her apartment with tea and fucking cake?
mm-mm.
Yeah. She's like,
Well, I remember them doing that, but I don't remember her
yeah, like
hitting.
right before that, she's hitting the pipe.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird. Okay, well, that makes sense. I must have. not been watching the movie at that point. But like the whole concept is it's good. I like the idea behind it. I really
Is it
this huh?
it is the cinematic equivalency of the first guy to ever carve Slayer in his arm. Like, you've ever seen that picture of the guy who carves Slayer in his arm, right?
Yeah,
That's what this movie is.
I don't understand the correlation.
Like, just the blatantly like Satan and like hairy Satan, Bigfoot Satan. Just everything about this just feels like what, like, you know, that middle school kid fucking would be like talking about Satan, or like, I that every time I saw it, I'm just like, the way that Satanism is put in this movie, it just feels like you just got into metal, didn't you? Like, it feels like this movie was created to, like, at the end, like Kirk Cameron should come in there and warn us of all the fucking, and this could happen to you if you turn your back on God,
It does have a very childish look at Satanism,
Satanism, right?
but also Satan and witches are two different things.
Right,
So I don't understand why somebody who is in the realm of like metal music and horror movies and the occult style things,
right.
you would think he would have educated himself enough to realize that that is a difference.
No, I
Like
think
there
he
is some
wanted to go
cross,
like
there is some
completely,
cross.
like the idea of like, okay, the witch hunters would go, oh, they're in league with the devil, so I'm gonna make them in league with the devil. Like those false images and stuff, not
Right,
like
but
the
this
real
is
Salem witches.
right,
These
but
poor women that were basically just fucking like executed for just like, I don't like her, she's a bitch, fuck her, burn
well,
her, she's a witch.
yeah, I mean this obviously has nothing to do with the real Salem.
Right,
Um but what I'm saying is like you would think that he would be more careful when a lot of that is his fan base, when a lot of that is something that he has to know about
right,
based on the crowd of people that he surrounds himself with. Chances are he knows some, and there is some cross pollination between the two,
right.
but
Yeah, I think he was
in
just going
general, but he pulled a fucking Conjuring 3 where you just blame it on Satanists.
right. It's
Like
but then not even
and
that,
that
like the cartoony aspect of
right.
Satanism too.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, the fact that he crossed those
Hmm.
is silly on his part. And then yes, the childish imagery of it. Um, every bit of imagery in this movie looked like the dumbest shit I have ever seen. Nothing looked good. Nothing looked interesting. That little baby was stupid. The Sasquatch, not the baby that they pull out of the woman, the
Right, the
baby
baby that's
afterwards
like
that's just
wiggling, like wiggle the umbilical cord with me,
no,
Sheri.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
not that
not that
one.
baby,
Not the
the
face
little
hugger
furry
style.
baby.
No, the little human being, the little person that they put into a suit to look like a baby
Oh,
that
okay,
came walking around.
right,
Every bit of this looked horrible. I didn't like a single bit of it. The random three guys jerking off red dildos at the end, like everything looked so dumb. And this goes back to the childish imagery. None of it, all of it was just like, what else can we do? I don't know. Have some dudes jerk dildos. All right, fuck it. Like this is cocaine 80s movie writing minus the cocaine in the 80s. It's just like, what dumb shit can we shove into a movie because he stopped having the story where the storyline where the guy calls the Sherry and he's on the dock and he's talking to her.
right.
That was the pivotal the pivotal no the pivotal part of the movie.
Okay.
That was the highlight of that was the realest part of the entire movie right there.
Right.
And then from there on, it goes, look what I got money to do. I'm
Right.
going to
Right.
put
This is Miramax money.
this dumb shit. Like, that's why it gets the C minus for me, because the movie is good in certain aspects.
Hmm.
The witches, like the idea of like the witches keeping this woman safe in this apartment, there's no other tenants,
Yeah.
like all these things, like
If
yeah,
you
all
cut
of
out
it.
all of that crazy shit at the
Yeah,
beginning, I
yeah,
mean, cut all that crazy shit out, all the crazy like imagery that
yeah,
he decided to put in there and the dream sequences,
yeah, yeah.
it's just an R-rated version of Hocus Pocus at that point. Like there's a witch curse
No,
and
I
they're
would
in
go closer to
Salem.
Rosemary's Baby,
Oh
but
yeah, that was a big like okay, I got that, you know.
yeah.
But I really like yes, the style. He took like he slowed down. Like, did you notice like the camera like wasn't like this fast until fucking he's like up dream sequence or music video time. Now let's go throw image. But when he would take his time and be like, "Hey Sherry, go walk around Salem for a little bit." I love those shots.
The imagery and the camera work, I've got no problems
Oh,
with as far as that goes.
right.
I agree with you 100%. Yes, the shots of her walking through Salem, yeah, but that's aesthetically, Salem is aesthetically pleasing to us because where
Right.
we live,
Right.
we see that old colonial thing, and it's nostalgic and it's familiar to us,
Right.
and it's fall, and we love fall, and we love Halloween spooky stuff. So
Right.
like all that is comforting to us.
Yeah.
And yes, those shots look good. Um the the apartment looks good. It
The
looks like
apartment looked
a
cool.
radio station person would live in.
Right.
Same thing with the radio station itself. Like all those things looked good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm not complaining about those.
No, no.
It's literally just that stuff at the
That stuff at
end.
the end. Or like yeah, like the
From
fever
the time
dreams.
she goes, goodbye, and shuts the door on homeboy, I
Right.
cut the movie off because it's fucking done at that point. Up
Right.
until that point, it's a movie about struggling addiction, and for some reason there's witches in it, and then that's
And I,
it.
and I
It's
like that.
Requiem for a Dream up until that point.
Like,
And also, don't show me the witches in the beginning of the goddamn movie if you're going to try to say, who are these, the witches? Who are
oh
these
yeah.
weird women? Don't fucking spell it out for me in the first 4 minutes of the movie
Right.
and then go, but who else is one?
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah, there's the
fuck you,
old
Robert.
witches and then there's the new witches.
Yeah.
Um, and I like the new witches way more. Fucking
Hell
but
yeah. They're awesome.
yeah, the three sisters, they're
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. The Sanderson
Great
sisters.
actresses, like all of them.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're like, um, even more than like the naked witches at the beginning,
Hmm.
that are just driving around, just saying all kinds of weird shit, and
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, yep, there's that middle school stuff that I like. The
Yeah.
fucking yeah, fucking draw a pentagram on your backpack.
Yeah.
Uh, um, see, that's where I'm gonna differ because yeah, when he gets real crazy and real weird, it's just like, what else he's got? What else you got? I'll throw whatever you got in here, man, because I'm fucking for it because of weird. You know, like, does that belong? I think this movie would have been like an A+ if he would have just gone, no, I'm gonna do possession and drug addiction. They're both basically the same thing. It's just am I possessed by
Yeah.
a curse or am I an addict?
Right.
And I like that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's based in reality.
Hmm.
But yeah, when he started going like nope, we're going fucking crazy with this shit. I was just like, bring it, bring it. I think it was because of like Three from Hell at the time, where I was just like, it just seemed kind of like he was like, I don't want to do this, and I'm gonna do it. And yeah. And like I even said, I think in our Three for Hell review, like those dream sequences of Sheri Moon, he those were kind of cool leftovers from Halloween 2, you know?
No.
And like it's like, oh fuck, he's going all out on this. So
Yeah, I mean, some of the dream sequences were good. Some of them were weird, like the blowjob in the church.
yeah.
Like that, all that stuff, it plays into what's happening. The dream sequences aren't the problem.
Oh
It's
no,
the
no.
visuals at the end of the movie. I think that there was the possibility for an A plus movie right up till then.
Right.
Because again, like you said, drugs or possession. What is
Drugs or
it? It's the
possession. It
story.
was great.
And that fucking Rob Zombie look-alike, he
Oh yeah.
he played a great character. He
Mm-hmm.
did a good job acting. You felt like he really might actually be in love with Sherry, and that could be a problem.
Yeah.
But like he did his job well. You felt like he really did care for this person.
Mm-hmm.
Good acting. Sherry wasn't bad, but they
No, no,
also
she
kept
wasn't.
her to a minimum. They
Right.
kept her visual and not fucking talking,
Right.
which is important. Put her little butt on the screen and tell her to shut up, and she can bring a good, like, she can do it.
Yeah.
She's good
Emotion
at
without
that.
dialogue.
Exactly. And like in Halloween, what was it, 2? In the cafeteria where she starts screaming and the alarm is going off.
That's part
That
one.
was 1, yeah. That her reaction is good. It looks real
Right.
because you don't hear her dumb voice go, "Meow."
Yeah.
Like they covered it with something.
Right.
So all you got to do is that with her. So
Hmm.
this one, I'm not mad at her. I wish she didn't have the
No.
big dumb fake dreads because that looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
that's de-aging her because all
yeah,
I could think of was like she's probably about 40 there and she looks like
yeah.
she's supposed to be 20. What are we gonna do to make her look 20? I don't know. Give her dreads and a tattoo here and
Uh,
full sleeve.
it
It's like,
looks the tattoos, they didn't look real, they didn't look good. But the dreads, like, you're a 40-year-old woman. I don't even think they de-aged her or tried to de-age her with that. I think
no.
they just gave her dreads because of her like bohemian style.
Right.
And at that age, your dreads would be like cracking in half. Like they're dried out, they're gross, um but on that point, her style, her outfits, perfect, looked
Right.
great. Like, there's so many good things to this movie. It's just that last few fucking minutes that I'm just like, no,
um
dude. The last few minutes of this film feels as psychotic and bipolar as those scenes in House of a Thousand Corpses that we
yeah.
complained about.
Yeah.
Like the little cut scenes, like blah. I would take the ones in House of a Thousand Corpses over these ones, though.
See, but what I guess at the time of watching this, when I was really watching it, is that I saw the formula where it would be like something happens and then like a very long shot of like her eating pancakes or whatever,
Yeah,
and like he he was having like a shorter and shorter break time between something that was important. Oh, and then we're gonna go to the professor who's like, like researching her
I liked
you know.
that. I liked that guy. I
I
thought
like
his
the guy.
story was
I'll
good.
bring him up more, but
Yeah.
there was just like so much, and then by the time that we get to that fucking fever dream ending, it was just like, all right, cool. We're yeah, just put the white zombie, I mean the Rod Zombie album on, and fucking like
Yeah, but it felt
burn through
like
the witches and dig through the ditches.
no, see, but it felt like the like eighth Rob Zombie album,
Oh
not the
yeah,
first one or
yeah,
second one. It felt
fucking.
like way down the line where
We're
you're
gonna put
kind
educated
of
horses on
over.
or fucking
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
I feel so numb. You know,
Yeah, yeah. That Rob Zombie.
um,
Not the tail
right.
end of White Zombie Rob Zombie.
Yeah, we're you know, like I said, it's just it's a music video. But up to that, he has a strong fucking movie. I think he just wrote himself
Yeah.
into a corner. What now?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just asking himself, what now?
Right.
You know?
And therein lies the problem.
Right.
Asking himself, what now? Instead
Right.
of going, anybody else got an idea?
And then the only other person in the room is fucking Sheri Moon Zombie, and she's like, I
Yeah.
don't know, but maybe I should like pretend I'm riding a goat." Or
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Oh my God. I
it's
forgot
like,
about that part.
oh man, dude, like I had to double check and see if this was classified as a comedy. Um, just because, like, okay, I had like a couple of like really big laugh outs. First of all, when they're back in 1696 and they're
Hmm.
giving birth to the baby,
Yeah.
the mortal, okay, not the devil, you know, and they're sitting there licking it and spitting on the baby because it's immortal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Tubi cuts straight to a commercial, and it's fucking for an ABC like guest like host of the family, where
Hmm.
like some famous person's family member comes and you have to guess
Yeah.
who they're famous for. And I was like, this is fucking brilliant. I think we need to like just edit this the way
Yeah.
that that is, because Rob should have had that in this fucking movie and shit.
It would have made just as much sense as the
Yeah,
movie
right.
ending.
Right. The second laugh out loud was I kept on like when they were doing the radio show,
Hmm.
the couple of times that you would see the radio
Hmm.
thing. And I was like, this reminds me of like Dee and Frank and
Yeah. Just putting the
Dennis.
what's that? It's a
Dennis.
laser.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they're just making like
Yeah.
weird sounds
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, it's just like all
It's
three of them.
Ira in the douche.
Yeah.
Like that Parks and Recs thing. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And then um they get the album, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's cool that they got a Rod Zombie like bootleg there. Look at that Rod Zombie bootleg.
That that I love. The music, the sound on that record,
I
I
do enjoy
loved
it.
it.
Yeah, but I can hear
But
the
I
Rod Zombie in it.
but yeah, well, you should be able to because I love it because John 5, his guitarist, made it.
Yeah,
So that sound and I
former
love
guitarist,
oh well, I love John 5. Well, yeah, because John 5 always tries to go solo every couple
but he's
years.
with Motley Crue
And
now.
okay. Um, but he tries to go solo every couple years and then he puts out an album or two and then he ends
Right.
up back in somebody else's band.
Yeah, he realized that his solo work doesn't really
Right,
go
right, right,
far.
right. Yeah. I mean, he's an
He's a good
insane
musician.
guitar player.
Right.
But yeah, because he made that music, I was like, okay, well, this is fucking and it is haunting. It
It is
does
a
give it creates the atmosphere again. He's good at setting
right.
atmospheres. It's just like the guy the black metal guy that's in there with like the
Oh yeah,
crossbow
Leviathan.
on. Yeah, yeah. And they're just like, why not a pig? Gong, 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 and
Yeah,
shit like that. And it's
yeah,
like, I kept waiting for him to like stand up and try and stab somebody. Like,
yeah.
fuck you guys. Like, you brought him on here to be like just poke fun at him. No, that's fucked up,
I
dude.
do wish he was more of like the black metal artist that like doesn't say a lot, because what he was saying was even like funnier, like the halls of the pig and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
like we
Yeah.
will. It's just like, there you go, Klaus. awesome.
I felt like that was the singer of Burzum.
Yeah,
Like I felt
that's
like
what I
that's
think they
the
were.
yeah, I feel
That
like that's who he should have went.
or
But there was that interview with I forget who the singer was, what band the singer was from, but they kept trying to ask him questions and he wouldn't answer.
oh,
And
Satan. He would just go
yeah.
Satan. That's
And then he
the
was
guy who
like,
used to
they were
sing for
like,
Goth.
why won't you answer any of our questions? And he's like, you haven't asked the right question.
Right.
And
I
then that's
think
it.
that would have been
Yeah.
more where they're trying to engage with this guy. Listen, we're on a radio show, we're
Hmm.
wacky.
Yeah, yeah.
And he won't answer. Why
I
does
feel
your
like
music
that
sound like that?
possibly would have
Satan.
made him incidentally a bigger part of the movie because
Right.
then you would have been like, whoa, that guy's fucking trippy. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
And, but, you know,
But when they were playing the Lords, okay,
mhm.
my brain, all I could think was like, this is literally just indie bands nowadays and shit. Fucking like, yeah, all of our instruments are made out of like reconstructive things that we found from the dumpster and out in the woods. And
What's that fucking one band that's out right now? Oh god, I can't remember. It's some like European name or something, but they all come out in like full
oh,
headdresses and
I know
like
what you're
skulls and shit,
like,
and then they're
Young
just like
finding. Yeah,
banging two sticks together, and people are
right.
like, "What?
Yeah, that's what
What is that? Shut up! No, go. It's ancient music. Keep it in the ancients. Like that's what you do."
it's
No,
actually
that
really good.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
is.
here. Look, I'll do it. Hold on. I got you.
Nothing's picking up, so don't worry. I kind of
That's the whole entire
and
album.
then some guy goes and they have like crow noises over top of it. But
Yeah,
that's what I was
yeah.
thinking. Like when they kept like the lords are coming and playing and shit. And
Mhm,
I was just like, yeah, this sounds like one of those European bands that are like, we are Vikings and shit.
mhm. Well,
Uh
also, so when Charlie is like, "We got the tickets," and he flips through like
yeah.
feels like 200 tickets or some shit. At the end of the movie, it dawned on me. I was like, "Them old bitches can't work a printer and a computer. They're fucking old ass witches. They
They
don't
were
know
just
shit
making noise
about."
because they say like it's free of charge. Like
Yeah,
we
but
have the tickets, but we're
the
not
tickets are free of charge.
right. They're
You
not
just
selling the tickets.
right, they're not selling them, but you still have to have a ticket to get in.
He's a
It's just
radio guy. He
free.
needs to make a noise
Yeah, I guess maybe.
for unvisual audience. You
That's
know,
all the leftover tickets to the Lone Rangers concert.
right? It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
We're giving away concert tickets. Fucking yeah, that would have been better if this would have been like a Lone Rangers sequel, and it's like the Lone Rangers are coming to Salem. Uh, no, yeah, we should cut everything where they play the spooky music on the vinyl
And
and
play that Lone
just
Ranger song.
yeah, play that Lone Rangers song on it and stuff. And like Sheri Moon Zombie gets sick because she's listening to it, and oh,
And then at the end, every part that she's not on screen, you cut something silly in,
right.
like fucking David Arquette, like jogging through the fucking, like,
Hmm.
just that whole entire thing. It was
Right.
like, wait, what's happening here?